use, that will be kept in YouTube. So that will be useful to whomever have missed the classes. Okay. These classes will be conducted until my last breath, freely, without taking of a penny. I want to reach to corner of India. These classes to be conducted very freely. I want to promote the students, especially whomever residing in the villages. They are aware of the cities. Okay, these are very expensive tuition classes, so they are not afford to provide the money. So I want to attend these. I want to provide these classes very freely. Yeah. So you can share with your friends. Okay, as a general purpose, generosity you show. Okay, now come down. As I told you that word. So the try block must be specified in what? Must be specified in what? Under the try block, we need to specify the time. How much of time the thread to be put in slept condition, waiting condition. Now catch, as I told, the try block must be associated with the catch block. So here try block syntax is what? Here we need to say exception, which suppose what actually this is what is, these are what means these, why we will keep any statement in try block. Normally what happen, they may raise exceptions, they may throw exceptions. Exception means they are errors. Exception means they are called errors. So there is a chance of, there may be a chance of error. So that's why that line of code to be kept in try block. Try catch blocks, they are part of exception handling. Okay. So whenever you feel that line of code which will raise an error, that to be kept in try block. So that in these blocks, catch block, the line of code that is to be handled. Suppose error occurred here, this line of code will be skipped by the compiler and this line of code will be executed and further line of code will be executed. If this try catch blocks we will not follow. So if compiler feels that here is an error, it stops there. Next line of code will not be executed. Okay. So next is what? I need to come. This is the what? I have written the now thread. Thread is created. Okay. So now this is giving way error. Syntax error. Insert. Why do I need to insert to complete method body? No need to write any method body here. Okay. These are all. I want to keep them all in one multi-line comments. Huh? What is the multi-line comment structure? Forward slash star and then end. Multi-line means again star forward slash. Okay. Now this total line of code, how many lines of code? For every line of code, I need to keep this. This is what the 2 forward slash. No need. Okay. You keep all the lines of code in. You keep all the lines of code in forward slash star and star forward slash. Now the total line of code will be in multi-line comments. Okay. Now try to, this is what, why it is giving error. Try to understand that. This is what, one brace here. This is for class. This is for your method. 2. This is for your for loop. So this is very simple to understand. This is very important. So last one brace is here. This is for what? This line indicating class. See, one straight line coming down. So this brace for your class. So what about that method? For this method, there is no any closing brace. For this for loop, there is no any closing brace. Try block closed. Catch block closed. So how many you need to keep here? 2 braces. Okay. Now see, no any error, no any red mark is here. This is for class. One is for, this is for method. This is for your for loop. Okay. If you want to get the printout statement, what is the error? So you can keep a little bit of code here. System dot out dot println. That println. Okay. Here you pass the E. I told you that in the previous classes. What is this E? E stands for exception. E stands for exception. So it is a variable, exception variable. Exception variable holds the error as a object. So if any error exception occurs, that will be displayed. Okay, this is a variable. Huh? So now I am feeling happy because this thread is created from my side. Okay, now that is part of a class. Now this thread, this line of code, it is to be executed by class name. So static synchronization. Where is that static synchronization word? Otherwise, this line of code, which is part of thread, so if it is being executed by creating the object, so that will come under synchronized method. Synchronized method. Huh? Try to understand that. Okay. Okay. Now let us see. Next word. Next, come down. Next, take a class. Okay, class. Here, I told you that there are two ways to create the threads. One is that by extending a class, by extending a runnable interface. So, by extending a class, I want to follow today by extending a class. So, class extends. Extends what? Class extends what? Thread class. Thread class, okay? Class extends. Thread class is the default built-in class of language package. Okay, this is the class, open brace, close brace. So why it is giving error? I told you that a thread will be created two ways. Class extends another class. So, but here we need to give the class name. Okay, take any class. Suppose if you take my thread, class name must be capital, my thread class. Okay, this is my thread class. Okay, it becomes what? Child class now. Now this inbuilt class thread, it is part of your language package. I told you that whatever we are writing, this is user defined class. These are user defined class. User defined class. Okay. This is user defined class. This is user defined method, display method. Okay. So, but this thread, it is not user defined class. It is the predefined class built in, otherwise built-in class, that is the part of language package. Language package is part of Java main package. Package is nothing but, don't confuse yourself. Package is a folder, otherwise directory. Package is a folder or directory. No issue. Huh? So here my thread class becomes what? Child class. Okay. In Java, 3 words, normally subclass will be used. But in Python, it is called child class, derived class. All are equal. Child class, derived class, subclass. Means equal. This is called superclass in Java. But in Python, it is called parent class or base class. Base class, parent class, child, base class, parent class, super class in Java, super class. All are equal. Huh? Okay. Now what happened? Try to understand. Here inheritance occurs. Inheritance occurs. Inheritance occurs. What is inheritance occurs? Means if extends keywords, whenever we use extends keywords in Java, means one child class inherits the attributes. See what attributes? Class variables. I have declared a class variable here. Okay, index is equal to attribute. Sometimes it is called field, attribute, class variables. Okay, so now this class, that is child class, inherits the parent class attributes and methods. But this thread class, that is the built-in class of language package, it has a built-in method that is called the run method. That run method we need to call here, that run method. So let us write that run method. What is that run method? Which is predefined in our thread class, part of your language package. Syntax is what? Public. Okay. Public void. Void means this method will not return anything. Okay. Run method. So now then open brace, close brace. Come down, open brace, close. Okay. Now watch. Within this, okay, I want to call this as I told you that this is static synchronization. Static synchronization. Okay. So static synchronization means I told you what I want to call this method. What method? Where is that method? Display method. Under this method, this thread line of code. I told you the thread is what? Initially, I told you the thread is small, lightweight sub-process of a process. Means we can say simply in simple language, a small piece of code. A small thread means a small piece of code. Okay, that is very important. Piece of code. Small piece of code. Small piece of code. Why? Maybe 5 lines of instruction, 10 lines of instruction. Here, how many lines of instruction? Under the method, this is the thread method. Okay. So now one line of instruction, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. 4, 5 lines of small piece of code. Now, this run method, I want here method, we can say method overriding. What is that? Method overriding occurs. Why method overriding occurs? Because this thread class has a built-in method, run method, the same method signature written here. Method signature is what? Method name. If any parameter declared in this, that is what? If any parameter, method signature means what? In a method name, any parameter, that is called method signature. So that thread class has a method name run method that is written here as it is. Okay. Now, then method overriding means what? If a parent class has a method, the same method name with parameters we write in child class. In Java, it is called subclass. Then it is called method overriding. Okay. So this thread class has a run method, but that brackets, there is no any parameter. So that's why I have not passed any parameter here. So if I pass anything, suppose if in index, so now method overriding will not be achieved. Simply try to understand. As I told you that method signature, this threads class has a inbuilt run method. So that method I have written here, but that method thread class built-in run method, no any parameters. So if I write any parameters, so method overriding, we can't say it is method overriding. Okay. Now what happened? We need to call this method. Which method? This method as a class method. Class method means what is our class name? Bhanu is our class name. So I want to call it as a Bhanu. Okay. Bhanu. Dot. What is our method name? Display. Okay. Bracket. Then termination. That is syntax I have written. Huh? Now what is happening? Why it is giving error? Where error is giving because, so see, try to understand. Here it is requesting for the argument. Okay, this method requesting for argument. Why your method declared with index? Okay, as a parameter. So now here method declared. That method is calling. I am calling this method here. Calling method. Calling method. Okay, I told you that method declared. Once the method declared, whatever the variable you pass here, that is called parameter. Now here the method is being called. So call here I am calling the method. So you need to pass this variable value as an argument. Okay, you pass as an argument. Argument. You need to pass the argument. Okay, argument what? Somewhat whatever, 5 times, 3 times. Okay, okay. Now what happened? So now it is okay. Now you come down here. Within here you need to we need to create the object. Okay, why do we need to create the object? I will explain here. Okay, because first of all, for object to be created, for whom? Whether this Bhanu class, because this line of code, thread line of code written in Bhanu class. Okay, but that method that is being called where? Called where? Under this run method. So we will create the object for this. Okay, my thread. So class, I told you that syntax for creating of a my thread class. Thread, my thread. Next, object name. This is the total syntax. Okay. So IDE, it will help a lot to you to how to write the code. Suppose if you are getting, if you forget, no issue, because it's not need not to keep each and everything in your mind. You can get the help, but you know you must know that where should you go to get the help as a programmer. My thread class name, and then this is the constructor. Here we need to write the object name. What is the object name? Take any object name, X, Y, Z. My name is Vasu. Take Ayush name, somebody else, anything, Zoom, anything you can say. Butterfly. Simply in programming, whenever object is created, so many objects we need to create at that moment. Obj class name. So means that object is created for obj my thread. Obj my thread means that object created for my thread class. So if 10 classes are there, so many classes are, so many objects will be created. That moment will be confusion. If you write X, that X is for what? That object created for what? That X is created for, we don't know. So obj my thread. So that obj created for my thread class. That's why. Simply I write here obj. Okay. Now then what? Now come down. Object created for why it is giving error? It is giving error. I told you that this is a constructor. Constructor always must be terminated with the suffixed with the parenthesis brackets. So you comment here. This is the constructor method. The constructor. This is the constructor method. So now it is okay. Now we need to start this. We need to start this run method. Okay. By how can we start this run method? By start method. This is the run method of this thread class, the inbuilt class. Now obj dot start method. Okay. So then terminate with the semicolon. Next what? Now what happened here? Try to understand. This start method, I told you that this is the method of what? Thread class. This is not, stat method is not static method, but this method where I have written this sleep method, that is the class method, static method. So that is called with the class name. But this start method of the thread class, that is the object method. So that is to be called only by creating of the object. That's why I have created the object here. Okay, but I can't create the object for thread class. Why? Because thread class methods are being inherited by this child class. Thread class has a method, run method, start method. They will be accessed by creating the object. So I have created the object. So that object name is obj for this, because this child class inheriting the methods of parent class. So that's why I have created the object for child class. Child class is inheriting. Okay. Now what is happening here? Now let us see anything is okay. So what will be happen here? Let us check that. So if any error, so it will give error, then we will follow that. What is happening here? Hello world. Hello world. Only one line of code executed. One line of code executed. So next words. Hello world executed. So again is hello world. Only one line of code executed. So means what? As I told you that your main thread means hello world. Once hello world executed, this line of statement is where this is in the main method. It is in where? In main method. So under this main method, this line of code executed, who will execute that? Main thread. So what about that? We need to call this, where is that? This is to be executed. This line of code to be executed as a thread. So I have created the object for what? Thread class. Okay, my thread class. So now this method obj created for my thread. So by this we go here where this run method. Where is my thread? Run method. This run method goes where? It looks for, it is created, it is calling display method. Display method is where? In Bhanu. So I will create the object for Bhanu class also. Try Bhanu. Bhanu is a class. That class has a object T. So is equal to new keyword. Then again Bhanu class. Bhanu. So it is a constructor. I told you that constructor. Then terminate with the semicolon. Now see what happened here. Bhanu. I have written mistake. What is happening here? Now it is okay. Now see. Now this T, if I pass this T as a parameter here. Okay. Now this T passed as a parameter. Then what happened? Let us see. So the constructor method Bhanu is undefined. Okay. This is okay. This is okay. This is okay. I need to pass this display. Okay. Okay. Argument as I have passed it here. Obj. Now I want to execute this as a class method. That is okay. Now it is giving error. The constructor method Bhanu is undefined. Why? So we will leave it that. So now let us see. This is okay. This is okay. This is okay. Bhanu. Okay. It's everything nice. To brace is okay. Under this object created. Okay. Now it is passed as a parameter. Bhanu class is where? Bhanu is here. Now under this Bhanu, took object created. So obj dot c. So c. Now let us execute. I think it will give. It is, where is that error is where? The constructor my thread Bhanu is undefined. Okay. Now new my thread G obj dot c. Object we need to create for this Bhanu. This is okay. Only there are through two ways. Either to create the object for this class, okay, Bhanu dot display. Bhanu. This is okay. Under this run method, I have this is okay. This is okay. Method overriding. Okay, this is okay. No. What is happening here? Let me check. Let me stop this recording first. Otherwise, let it be recorded. Okay, now here under the run method, here you pass this as a you paste. So now Bhanu T is what? It is an object. Okay. Now Bhanu T. Now you copy this constructor. This constructor you copy this. You copy this constructor. Okay. You pass here. You pass. You paste here. Under this constructor, you copy this one. Okay. You copy. You pass here. Then you pass. You paste here. Then what happened? For 10 minutes are there. No issue. Now here you pass some line of code. Got it. Where is that? What happened? I got it. Go to browsing faster. What is doing here? Okay. Now come down. You you put a brace here. Now under this brace, you write this one, this dot keyword. This dot, I will explain line by line. Because we are this keyword is used here. This dot t is equal to t means it refers what? This refers to the object. Okay, class that is what your two objects are here. Okay, that's why I have written. I will. Okay, now what happened? Now under this call I have written little bit of code I have written here. Bhanu this dot decay. Okay, now you do one thing. Under this you pass t here. Okay, now you call this. You remove this static keyword here. Okay, because first of all let it be executed. Okay, now come down Bhanu. You remove this one because you don't call it as a class method. Okay, you call it what? What is our object is what t. Okay, Bhanu T is what t. Okay, now it is okay. Now let us see, but it is to be the method start is undefined for the type one. Okay, now here let me check that what is happening here. Everything is okay. How much of time is way? Okay, this is okay. Now it is okay. Everything it is fine. This block is fine. Here extends thread. My thread extends thread. This is okay. This is Bhanu. Okay, I have created. Okay, this Bhanu. Bhanu is here. Okay, this has taken. Okay, that is passed as a parameter for my thread constructor. Within this constructor, I have passed. After that, now it is okay. Now if I remove this one, okay, then okay. So now this is for class, this is for method, two are here, two braces. After that, that is here, that is to be passed, right? It is to be passed here, otherwise it gives error. Okay, now I need to call obj. Okay, that is very important. Obj dot. Now I think it will be executed. Okay, now it is okay. I think let us check that. What is happening here? Okay, what happened here? What happened here? Okay, only the main thread is executed. Okay, now you come down. C thread obj start method. Start goes for what? this run method t dot display. You need to call this as t dot display, obj dot display. I have called this as t dot display. I have created Bhanu t. This is right. Okay, Bhanu t. Okay, this is okay. I have written for this. Okay. Everything is okay. There's no any error. I am getting no any error here. Everything is. But why the thread is not being executed? That is to be called. If I remove this one, this is okay. One thread I have. Okay, public. I have written here because synchronization will be, that is part of, that will be taken later. Okay. First of all, let it be executed. This one. Let it be executed. This one first. It will be executed. So anything, any mistake, class Bhanu, this okay, class variable, it will not give any error. This is where this brace is open, this is open, this is for loop, try block, close, catch block, 3 braces I have kept here. This is okay. Class extends thread, inheritance occurs, method overriding takes place. Here Bhanu T, my Bhanu T is where, this is Bhanu, okay, Bhanu. For this Bhanu, this has taken as okay. Under that, after that, my thread constructor has taken my thread constructor. My thread is okay, my thread, everything. So under this my thread constructor, Bhanu T passed as, okay, within this is closed. This is closed. Run method t dot display. T dot display. T dot display. Where is the error? Okay, obj. If it is called the object, no, I think it will not. It will give error. Obj can't be resolved. Okay, it will give error. The right is 3. T is full what? Okay. Now let us see where is that object is created here. Na? So here I want to give one statement here. That is what system dot. First of all, let me check that system dot out dot println. Okay, this is within this. I want to put obj. First of all, I want to check that state of what? State of state get state state of what? State of our okay. This will be printed. It will print what? It will give the state of our system.println object dot get state. So it will give the state of what? Our thread state. Whether thread is where, new state. Try to understand. I told you that this is the first state. Thread is in new state. Next word, because that line of code I have written, once object is created, I told you that how many states of there. First is what? New state. So once thread is created, thread will be in new state. So we have gotten that new state. That is in new state. Now that thread to be put in where? Active state. So start method I have used. Here you copy this line of code. That is what you copy and you paste here. Okay, you paste here. Now you put now you execute this one. Then it is runnable. Means what? Your thread is in runnable condition. Means it is looking for. It is waiting for. So runnable is part of what? Your active state. So I told you that there are 2 conditions in active state. One is runnable, one is running. So one is runnable means our thread is in runnable condition. Means it is waiting for the CPU. So whenever CPU is being allotted by the thread scheduler, it will be executed. So next is what? Our thread is started. Means it is runnable condition. So once it is runnable condition, it is going for where? This method. Okay, now this will be executed. Okay, now then after sleep is where my sleep method is where under the sleep method. So I put this print statement, okay, under the system dot, where is that? You cut this one, you paste here. Huh? So now what happened? So now what happened? You execute this one, okay? Okay, it is runnable, but what about that? Thread not started, huh? Obj dot get start, na? Here I need to put what? Thread dot not g dot. Why? Because I have, okay, I have not used here a little bit of code I want to use here. Thread thread